Welcome back to the Road Show. This morning in the Buzz, new statewide requirements are making it tougher for Rhode Island students to graduate from high school.
Thank God they're doing it now, by the way, not
Why?
when he was there. He had 840.
880?
880, sorry.
But listen, that's an empirical way of evaluating students, and there are lots of people who
Yeah.
need to go down that path
Yeah.
and have straight A's. And there are other people who don't get straight A's
Yeah.
and, do well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. In any case, did you even graduate college?
No.
Okay.
We're talking about high school, though.
Oh,
I
I
graduated
was
high
going to
school.
bring that up, but thank you for doing that.
In any case.
When you get this, you don't...
Yeah, when you got this moneymaker,
right.
all right, what does an A matter? This year's juniors will be the first to meet the requirements to graduate in 2012. Now, a survey by the Department of Education reveals about a third of the state's districts are behind schedule in actually implementing the requirements, which I find very interesting. So we're going to require this of you students, but we actually haven't gotten our act
but
together
we're not
to do
caught
it.
up yet. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
But they include a performance-based senior project or portfolio.
Love it.
Okay, proficiency in 6 core subjects. I'm assuming math, or reading, writing, arithmetic, that sort of thing. The partial proficiency in state assessment tests. Okay, and at least one local educator thinks the state's school districts may need to do more to keep their graduation rates from falling and help students meet the requirements. Take a look.
I think they're going to have to spend a lot more money and retain and keep the students a lot longer then, and have longer days, and maybe go to an 8-hour day as opposed to the amount of time they're spending right now.
It's very interesting. In other parts of the country, or in other parts of the world, rather, students' days are longer and the years are longer as well. But we should mention that these requirements have been in the works since 2003 with the ultimate goal of bringing all districts up to the same standards. So they're trying to unify this across the state. But what do you guys think? Are these, when you talk about trying to improve your graduation rate and try to improve the standards, a lot of times those don't go
Yeah, they
together.
don't match up.
at all.
If there's a
It's
lot
obviously
of
almost going to do the opposite, unfortunately.
Okay.
Lower the standards if you want everybody to graduate.
Well, yeah, you could say
Unfortunately,
you could base it just on attendance, and 90% of people will pass.
I mean, I don't know. This seems like a constant thing. Like
Yes.
we're always trying to tweak this and tweak that, and this doesn't work or this does work.
And it doesn't seem effective.
I think, honestly, you're right, but I think what it boils down to is it really comes down to what you do at home. I really
parent
think if you
involvement.
parents prioritize how important school is for your kids and you're involved with them, and, I think that it really starts at home because you give the kids the tools to succeed, and all the kids have them. Some succeed, some don't. I think a lot of it starts at home. I really do.
I think part of it is, there is a certain amount of responsibility and life skills that you learn just going through school, doing homework, being on time, that sort of thing. I also think that parents need to not only be involved, but also recognize where a student may, feel like they're failing when they have a value in another area. I mean, that's something that we're talking about this morning, that, I wasn't a straight A student. You guys have admitted that you weren't straight A students. But there were other areas in which you excelled, and so we can't put the emphasis, and a child's value can't hinge on whether you're a good or bad student. However, again, life skills, and you have to go through it, and it's important. The other thing, though, is, this idea of tenure. I have a mother who's a school teacher, but this idea of tenure is very frightening to me. If you or I or you if you stop telling funny jokes because you just knew that you were going to get booked, would you be working on your routine all the time? No, so I think that there is it starts at home. I think that we can't ascribe value to good students. Just because you're a good student doesn't mean you're a good person necessarily.
So teachers need to be under the gun as well.
And I think teachers need to be under the gun. And also, I think that the Board of Education needs to support teachers. There are so many requirements of teachers. There are so many teachers who are pouring their own money, and they keep making all these rules, and it doesn't seem to be working.
I obviously failed miserably on my SATs, but my college dean told me, why that you got into this college, St. Anselm College up in Manchester, New Hampshire? He said, because of your interview.
Yeah.
In your interview process, I learned more about you and, kind of the common sense stuff, and not everybody goes crazy great in testing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I was one of the students that was, the subjects I enjoyed, I did really well in. I did writing, I did broadcast journalism type classes and stuff like that, and I enjoyed it. The other subjects.
like calculus, I just cranked in calculus.
Now, let me tell you something. Melissa Sardelli is a calculus whiz if I've ever seen one. Sometimes, just for fun, she'll be doing those calculus equations
It's
over
a
there
little
in the
known fact about me.
It is.
A lot of people don't know that, but
Fact.
I do. I love my calculus. I'm here in the New England Tech Center, live blogging on FoxProvidence.com, and I wanted to say, I think it's an interesting thing to know note that I guess all these requirements began back in 2003. So it's interesting to see that the schools have had trouble implementing them, and now we're in 2010, so I think that's something very interesting to look at. But I'm here in the New England Tech Center live blogging on foxprovidence.com, talking to some of our bloggers this morning, and Smokey Wolf says, yes, I think that some kids do have a very difficult time with this project, and I think they should help some of these kids who really can't get it done, like a different program for those students. And Jerry says, I went to a Catholic high school, all boys and no girls. We started school at 7 a.m. and ended at 3 p.m., and I turned out all right. And Diana says the new requirements are a huge disadvantage to high school students. I've seen more straight-A students not be able to graduate because they could not complete their senior project, and that sounds like a problem. And in case you're just joining us this morning, I posted today's Buzz Poll question on our homepage on foxprovidence.com, right under the live blog. Today we're asking, will the new high school requirements give Rhode Island students an advantage or disadvantage? And your choices are A, advantage, kids need the challenge, or B, disadvantage, schools aren't stepping up. And as always, our friends on Facebook are weighing in this morning. Carissa Taylor says, I think it will give them an advantage. Knowledge is power. However, I received my GED in 2008, and much to my surprise, it was a lot easier than 4 years of high school. So a lot of great comments, and don't go anywhere because I'll be back at the end of the show with your web poll results. But for now,